Hey guys, welcome to another episode of F1 22 here on the My Team Save on ChesnoidPlays. You guys have been thoroughly enjoying the manager game, and I appreciate that, but we're continuing on with the My Team here. We'll continue to dovetail the two saves side by side. So please do continue to show your support for this My Team Save, because I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I'd love to continue to make the content. So hopefully we can build on what was a ridiculous result last time out. For those of you that didn't watch it, I'd say go and watch the Canada race first to avoid spoilers. For those of you that have watched it, a reminder that we won it. Yep, that happened. So, lol. We're heading now to Silverstone for the next round of the season, where, again, we're challenging with McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri and Haas to be right up there with the best of the rest. Alpine are flying. Alpine are so quick. They're better than Red Bull right now. Red Bull are the third fastest team. Mercedes have rocketed back to the top, and by quite a margin as well. Although it is Ferrari that currently lead the championship, first and second in the drivers and a mile away in the constructors. But with the way that Mercedes lead the way there in car performance, it's surely only a matter of time before that turns around. We'll head to the race weekend and pray that it's not raining at Silverstone, although it does have a tendency to do so, doesn't it? If it's not, we're thrilled, because I think we could be competitive again. It's going to have some rain on race day. It's going to be dry for the majority of it, but that rain will probably come about halfway, I would imagine, as it tends to do. When it says there's rain, it normally comes a few laps earlier if you've got approximate weather forecast on, which we do, but we'll be fine in practice and quali. And we'll set up for the dry and then just adjust for the wet when it comes by adding a bit more front wing in. We'll jump to practice, get as many resource points as we can, and I'll see you in a moment after that. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Please do continue to support this save if you're enjoying it, because the more you do, the more it gets pushed to new people, the more viewers it'll get, and the more likely it is I'll be able to continue the save longer term. But if the views trail off, then I'll just make the F1 Manager content that's doing better at the moment. So please do continue to show this this save some support. Right, to practice.
We didn't really get the...
Not fast enough to do the qualification pace one, but that's not really much of a surprise. We're going with the default setup because it's basically the same as the custom, but feels more stable and a more responsive front end. So I'm going to stick with what we've got. Retiring from session whilst on track. Normally I return to garage and then retire from session, but just retired straight away. P7 with that lap time, though. We might be Now, I might be getting ahead of myself by saying this, because last year we had great Grand Prix at Canada, Great Britain and Austria, and then we were back to mid-teens afterwards. But we might be getting near the moment where we up the difficulty a little bit. We'll go to quick practice just to make sure we get the rest of the objectives. Actually, make sure I get the resource points first. Banging, everything. Sweet. That went well then. Really pleased with that. We'll head into qualifying with a full haul of resource points. And hopefully Nico did well as well. We were already on 700 or thereabouts. 1,000 for us there and 450 for Nico. That's going to be great for us. We can really start... Well, obviously, we put the boost on, didn't we? I forgot about that. We finally got to driver level 15, so we've added the extra driver perk, and I now get a 50% boost in resource points earned, meaning we are going to start to accrue them very quickly. But also, we have to bear in mind that things are getting very expensive now, so we need to accrue them that quickly. Now, I was going to do the fuel, wasn't I? Because we did it was a choice of weight redistribution, sorry, weight reduction or fuel consumption. We went with weight reduction. I'm going to go with fuel consumption here. Leaves me with 1,000 left, so I don't have enough to do anything else at this stage. But I think I might concentrate on aero next, and then we're going to have to at some point upgrade the facilities that we've got. But for the time being, we're going to head to qualifying and try and do as well as we can. There you go. Really good third sector. Puts us P11. So we're through to Q2. If I can just find a little bit more, maybe we might make it through to Q3. But we're performing about to where the car should be, really, given the performance index. And we might be lower down on the performance index, but we're right with a couple of other teams above us. So P11's not bad, actually, in Q1. And I only really, on that evidence, need to find a 10th to be into the top 10. Nico was only half a 10th away from qualifying out of that session, but I don't know what I need to do to get more out of my second driver because they are doing dick all at the minute. Probably need to put money into the facilities, but his default stats are good enough for him to get out of Q1, at least in this car now, certainly. Right, we'll go out on a use set in a banker lap, and then we'll go for broke in Q2 and try and get through to Q3. Balls up Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, but I'm going to give Alex Albon. What's the betting Alex Albon beats me? I'm not even as fast as Gasly at the minute. At the minute, we're looking at a P12 or 13. $28,595. It's P14 only. Do I finish the session? No, I'm just going to return to garage. P14 only. Not quite fast enough there. It was, again, a bit of a scrappy lap, and I wasn't fast enough to even get P14 in the end. P15. But you can see that we're only 3 tenths away, and Alex Albon's probably only there because he slipstreamed me all the way down the hangar straight. So I'd say on strategy, maybe points are a possibility if it were a fully dry race, which it's not. It's going to rain at the end, so points are definitely still a possibility, but whether they actually happen or not, ugh. The grid then. What happens in Q3, we'll find out who's first and second. Russell is surely, with the performance of that Mercedes at the minute, the man, the favourite for the championship at this early stage of the season. Hamilton P3 and Charles Leclerc P4. The Alpines are so fast. Norris is rapid as well. The Red Bull is not great right now. Ricciardo and P8. Albon and Mick. Vettel and Tsunoda. Gasly and me. So we will start P14 because Verstappen has taken a penalty behind us, but it's not going to take much to see Max get past this, is it really? Let's be honest. Nico starts P18, so there must be some more penalties behind him, surely. And no, he was P18. Oh, fair enough. I thought he was lower than that. I thought it was 19th or 20th. Right. Strategy. What's happening? What are we doing? Okay, no unnecessary risks. Everyone else starting on softs apart from Lando on hards and Norris on mediums. Behind all softs apart from K-Mag on hards. Probably then, gonna do what everyone else is doing, just to make sure we get the soft medium stint in, or just to make sure we get a full soft stint in. Well, we may have to stop earlier than lap 17. I'm sure we'll have to stop earlier than lap 17. So default 17 to 35 it is then. We go soft to medium and then wait for the rain. Pretty straightforward. Because it's going to rain, we'll put a little bit less fuel in. And, well, to be honest, I think we're good to go from there. Tyres pretty much up to temp.
Okay, that's not an ideal placement in your grid slot. You're going to need a good launch at the race start.
I ballsed it. Didn't get my grid spot right, and it's put me back about a metre. So that's what happens if you overcook it. Unsurprisingly, Verstappen gets a good start in the Red Bull, but we're competitive with everyone else. And we've avoided any comings together in T1. Verstappen's there. Bottas is the one that's actually nabbed the position. Verstappen's still on my inside. Might try and sneak around the outside of Valtteri here and take P14 back, and we've done that very well indeed. We're clear of Bottas too. Right, battery time. Try and get a bit of Gasly if I can. Inside, outside, inside. Through on Gasly. Oh, he's just turning. He's just consistently turning into me. I'm there, and rather than ease the steering angle out, because the car's alongside him, he's still. What's the steering wheel? He's cranking more angle on. No, mate. No. The idea is that you actually don't just continue to batter my car, if you don't mind. I'll purposefully sit behind now, so I don't, like, gain a position because of a flashback. Might end up losing a position because of the flashback. Valtteri Bottas is going to have me. Might end up losing too. Here comes Verstappen again. Bit of battery maybe needed. Screw you, Pierre Gasly. Cost me 2 positions there. Nico's up to P17. Bottas getting well out of shape there. Whoa, so am I. Use a bit of battery to keep up. Verstappen might have a go on Valtteri. Teammates coming alongside me as well. We've held him off. So P16 for the time being. Gasly's gone very wide there. Because I was hesitant into the final couple of corners. Now I've been nabbed by Nico. All because Pierre Gasly wouldn't just avoid me. Didn't actually acknowledge the fact that my car was there. It's fine. It's only lap 2 of 52. There's plenty of time to turn this back. They're getting very tasty in front. They're 3 abreast going in here. There's bodywork lying on the floor. Just caught the back of Nico there. Might have given me some slight damage. Let's have a look. Back of Nico's car here. No, I get lucky. I get away with it. If someone goes for it into cops, we could have some slow cars here. Have to be wary. Let's follow the leader. Verstappen pulls out because he's actually trying to defend from Nico, but Nico's going to try and get the place here. Now I'm going to lose a place, having to avoid what's going on in front of me. Jesus Christ.
Keep on him. He might make a mistake.
I've got pace here. I just keep getting caught out. Trying to avoid accidents with other people. I've got the inside of Teo here, maybe. My former teammate. No, he's held it. 2 in the pits there. We said we saw some debris, didn't we, around Luffield and Woodcote. And definitely there was some. Didn't quite glance up to see who it was that pit. It was a Haas. It was Mick Schumacher and maybe Gasly. DRS is enabled this lap. I'm going to go for it on Teo. Up the inside of Teo Pourchaire, forcing wide. That's P15. Now myself and Nico might be able to get Max Verstappen here. Do I? No, I'm not. I'm backing out of that. That's just not a clever, it's not a wise move, is it? To try to dive up the inside of 2 into Brooklands. They're going to be side by side into cops here, by the looks of things. This is going to get tasty. Contact between the 2 of them. Trying to get out of it. Again, to avoid an accident. And if that cost me another position, I'll be so pissed. It hasn't, thankfully. Could have done, though. Now, P12 has disappeared down the road, the McLaren. But there's another McLaren in P5, I think, holding everybody else up. So that will hopefully work in our favour long term. I'm going to keep an eye on my tyres. I'm definitely going to undercut. Absolutely going to try and undercut. I need to get past Nico so I can try and hang on to the back of Max. At the minute, Lance Stroll's coming for me. I'll use my battery to try and defend. He's going for it into Abbey. I don't know what happened to the grip of my car. I'm sorry, Lance. I didn't take too much speed and I actively slowed down. I'll let Lance have the position. It'd be unfair to flash back and then try and keep it. I'll try and get Lance here. No, I'm too far back. Too far back. He put the inside maybe? No, he's closed the door. So you want me to stop on lap 17? The tyres are already pretty past their best at lap 4. That rain better come about lap 25 when I'm on my mediums. The Red Bull's not a great car right now, Tamiku. And the performance index, the Red Bull does not look great. If I can just get this middle sector right, we might be able to get him into Stowe at the bottom of the hangar straight. But I'm going to need to get Cops, and more importantly, Maggots and Beckett's right. Cops is alright. Cops is alright. Now then, concentrate, Ches. Still struggling with a little bit of understeer. Using a lot of battery here. I'm going to go for it on Lance. Up the inside at Stowe. He's holding on around the outside. But he's backed out of it, has he? No, he's still there. He'll have the inside line for the next turn. I'm going to hang it around the outside, though, so that I have the inside line for the next one. He's still there. He's still there. He's behind. Whew. Right, let's go and get our teammates, shall we? Come here, please, Nico. The two Alfa Romeos are fighting, which has already dropped them out of DRS range of me, which is great news. Max has just dropped Nico. But we're gaining on him slightly. Really am struggling with some understeer, though. Put a bit more front wing in, I think, at the pit stop. Gap to Max is slowing now that they're all stuck behind an Alpine. Which is odd, because the Alpine's like the second or third fastest car, supposedly. Third fastest car. Nico and I definitely closing up on that gaggle in front, though. Which is only good news for us. Yellow flag. That's behind me, though, I think. Must have just been contact, maybe? No, it's in front. Alexander Albon is out of the session. What's happened to Alex? And he's Aston Martin. I'm pretty sure that's in front of us. That's Seb. Here's Alex. Alex's engine's gone. Well, that's a position gained. Thank you very much. So close to DRS. Max is now overtaking cars in front, working his way back through. I might pit 14 or 15. Right, we're within DRS range of Nico now. We just need to be so through a bloody detection point. Which we will here. So we'll have DRS down the hangar straight this lap. I had to wait for it, and then I've ballsed my exit up. But we have DRS. Yeah, still thinking about stopping a couple of laps early, maybe lap 15, to switch to the mediums. Because we know that they don't have to take us to the end. We very much expect a lot of rain. Oh god, back it. Rear tyres didn't like me there. Right, get your exit through Chapel better this time, Ches. And you might have a go. Slow. Slow. Not as slow as last lap, but still slow. For now, we're DRS range for every section. Section point is there in the braking zone for this right-hander. Vale or Club, maybe? I can't say as I remember the names of the new bit that well. Like which is which, other than Abbey being the first turn. We go for Nico here, which you think we might get close enough? I don't really want to use all my battery. Go on then. Up the inside of my teammate. Same way we took Lance Stroll. He's held on there. Is he going to go defensive here? No. So I'm going up the inside here instead. Sorry, Nico. Bye-bye. Get the move done. Ocon in the pits now, which is intriguing. Esteban Ocon in the pits. And Charles Leclerc in the pits as well. And they're going to hards. The front runners are going to hards, but we do expect rain. And I think the mediums will last to the rain. So they've gone to hards, hoping to get to the end of the race from here. But they won't, because it's going to rain. So they might as well surely put mediums on. I'm still going to pit next lap. 15 over 17. And just try and undercut a bit of time on those in front. Abbey Farm Village Loop Aintree. Thank you, Magpie. In quali, I nailed it every time. It's just a heavy car. I'm so bad with a heavy car. P7, but we're well out of sync with everybody else in their pit stops. It's a really, really long pit stop here at Silverstone. Not quite as long as I think I remember it being, but you do lose quite a bit. And we've had some drivers pit for hard tyres behind us. But it is going to rain before the end of the Grand Prix, according to the approximate forecast. So you might as well just switch to the mediums, which is what we're going to do, and be quicker until the rain gets here. Nico might get me here, to be fair. I'll use a bit of my battery to try and defend, but I think my teammate might get me here. We have confirmed that we're in this lap, and we are definitely going to mediums. I just want to lose as little time as possible here, Nico, mate, to be honest, pal. Bye, Felicia! And stop. Oh, he's coming in behind me. What are you doing, Nico? No! You've literally followed me into the pit lane, moron! Rio was found and Meli Grazie, thank you very much for the follows. What's he doing? Well, enjoy your long pit stop, mate. There goes any pressure I had from behind. Bye, dickhead. They're all going to hards as well. Teo's gone to hards behind me. It's gonna rain, lads. Put mediums on.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race.
I mean, feel free to put the hards on, because I've put mediums on, and now I'm going to hopefully be quicker. Especially when they're waiting for their hards to warm up, which should take longer than my softs, my mediums, sorry. I do have another set of new softs to go to if I need to. What on earth is Nico doing? It's not like he didn't know. He literally followed me up my gearbox into the pits. Just go another lap, mate. Just go another lap. Idiot. Oh well. It's getting sacked soon anyway, so enjoy it while it lasts, pal. I don't understand why Nico's been as slow as he has, though. And I've said it multiple times, but I really don't get it. His focus is high, his race pace is high, his racecraft is high. At least he hasn't had it in. He hasn't had it in quali. Yuki's in the pits now. Now this is where we try and gain a bit of time in hand on Yuki because of the the undercut, and he's going to go to hards as well. So Yuki's coming out the pits now. The gap is going to shrink. Where is he? There he is. His hard tyres aren't going to warm up as quickly as ours have. You can see the gap to Stroll and Porsche is now 3 seconds plus, although probably contributed to by the fact that they're fighting. Let's go and get Yuki, shall we? We're P15 currently. Is there anyone in front of us that hasn't pit yet? Lando and Alonso and Kevin Magnussen on the Williams. That's why we've dropped a position. Kevin Magnussen in the Williams hasn't pit yet. I'm the only one to go to the mediums? No, Max has gone mediums. See, Max knows what's up. Max knows what's what. Me and Max, you see, we understand what Formula One's all about. That was the fastest first sector from me of the entire race. Rain in 10 mins. No, it's too soon. $10 minutes isn't enough for me to be able to close in on everyone else. I don't want rain in 10 minutes. I want rain in like 25. Fuck. Right, let's keep an eye on the gaps, shall we? Behind it's now 5. Shogun Yu's in the pits. Barbish. Thanks for P14, mate. Okay, gaps are really closing in front. We're desperate for the rain to hold off as long as possible because we know that the AI are going to be faster than me in the rain. Ocon's being held up by Naston, you're right. But that is P11. That Aston Martin is P11. And then if there's one more retirement from in front, then that's us in the points. Just a few more laps. Don't rain until like lap 30, please. He might be pushing it, to be fair. 27. We'll try and get him down the hanger straight if I can stay close enough through Maggots and Beckett's. Which we can. Come here, mate! Bye, Felicia. He's still there. He's still there. When we did this to Stroll, he knew to give up. You give up too. Thank you, Yuki. Bye. Oh, Seb's on mediums. Okay.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 11.
No, Yuki, not into Abby, mate. Don't even think about it. Seb's on mediums. That's intriguing. The Aston Martin on medium tyres. But we should be, regardless, faster than the Aston Martin on the same tyre of the same age. We should just be a faster car. Ah! Sorry. So we should hopefully be able to reel these two in, provided the rain doesn't come yet. Kevin could take the hards to the rain, and if it were real life, he might consider it, but it's not real life, it's the game, and he'll absolutely pit a lap before it rains, or as it's raining. Yeah, there you go, Kevin Magnussen in the pit, lap 20. You called it. That'll be P12 for us, and then that means that Sebastian Vettel down the road, 4.7 seconds, that's points. Kamo will go to mediums.
And Magnussen stopping now.
Sebastian Vettel, that's one World Championship point in front of me now. Let's go get it. If we can. I think actually the gap is stable at about 4 to Ocon and 4.5-ish to Vettel at the moment. We're about the same pace. Now I believe we will probably have to pit for inters and then within a couple of laps pit again for full wets. I think. I'm not sure, but I think. He's not quite in Max's DRS yet, Fernando Alonso. You can see him on the minimap. He's right behind the Red Bull. Actually, it might not even be Max. It might be Daniel. It probably is Daniel, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Fernando Alonso in the DRS of Daniel. Lando on the mediums, currently leading in P1. If he can make them last to the rain, great job. Great job. But there is maybe, depending on our pace in the wet, there is maybe the chance of a point from P10. But we are going to have to be on pace in the rain, and I don't know as we will be.
Gap to your teammate behind is 13.1 seconds.
Nico killed himself with that double stat. The Alpines are fast. They're the third fastest car. The Red Bull are fourth. Red Bulls are fourth, and the Mercedes are well and away the fastest car. But Lando has a very healthy lead right now. Zhou Guan Yu's just taken Yuki behind. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. If you look at Lando's lead on the minimap, if he can make those mediums last to the rain, he's definitely in with a shout of a particularly solid podium, if not maybe a win. If Esteban can catch Seb and then start to battle with him, then that's how we catch them. But Esteban needs to catch Seb. We need the medium tyres actually to start to go off. Really. Because then Ocon will catch Seb, and even though our tyres will go off as well, they'll slow up fighting each other quicker than I'll slow up just with tyres that are starting to get a bit warm. So we're praying for Esteban to pull his fucking finger out. I mean, the rain is coming down, but it's not coming down super hard, is it? They're fighting in front. I think they're side by side. Go on! Fight, 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 fight. Ocon's got him. That didn't last long, did it? It wasn't much of a fight. It's more of a school ground bullying than it was a fight. Ocon just eventually decided, he was like, right, no, I'm having this position. Rocked up, overtook, disappeared. I see an F1 manager. You could see how much water is on the track and gauge it that way as to when's the right time to switch tyres. You don't have that luxury behind the wheel. It's still not bad for dries, but it's also not great.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Is going to get wetter and wetter and wetter. Now, Seb might be really slow come the end of this lap. Meaning we might be able to catch and overtake Seb with an undercut here for the intermediate tyres. Maybe. A lot of cars in the pits here. Thankfully, no one directly behind me, so I'm not going to get held up at all.
We had an issue removing the right rear wheel. I know it's not ideal.
Oh,
Let's try and put
kidding
that
me.
now and get back into this race.
Just as we're trying to catch Esteban Ocon, that That pit stop mess up has undone all of our hard work over the past 20 laps. All of our hard work in the last 20 laps, that is completely and well and truly undone. I've now lost a further 3 seconds to 4 seconds on Esteban Ocon. And it means we definitely won't catch and pass Seb Vettel either. That one botched pit stop is probably points gone. Ocon is battling with Carlos Sainz right now. K-Mag's in the pits. Seb's in there too, but he's going to come out before I get a chance to get anywhere near him. Oh man, that is a killer. Means the gap to Zhou Guan Yu was halved as well. Now Ocon and Sainz might have a bit of a battle here because there's not much performance-wise, I don't think, between the Ferrari and the Alpine. So they might fight continually for quite a while. Seb's nearly getting involved as well. Yeah, points without that pit stop, that dodgy pit stop, absolutely a possibility today. I mean, maybe if this trio continue to fight, but if one of Sainz or Ocon gets past and gets away, then that's it. We have to hope that the three of them, the two in particular, Ocon and Sainz, fight.
6.2 seconds.
Tooth and nail for lap after lap after lap. Zhou Guan Yu is closing behind, by the way. 3.8 to 3.4. And there may yet be full wet weather running, full wet tyre running too. If it dries up, we do have a fresh set of softs to go to, but that's only if it dries up. We might be inters to the end. We might be inters to wets. We might be inters to softs. Dunno. 6.6 in front, 2.7 behind. Yeah, they're just too fast for me in the wet. It's silly, really, that the AI are 3 or 4 tenths a lap faster than the user in the wet than they are in the dry. Because everybody complains of the same thing. I don't know anyone that I've said the AI are a bit strong in the wet to that hasn't gone, no, I think they're fine. Everyone says, yeah, probably a little bit.
Okay, gap ahead is 8.8 seconds.
Yellow flag. Oh, Zhou Guan Yu retires from right behind us. Praise be to the F1 gods. Or did he spin? He just spun, I think. I think he spun. Da, 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 da. He did! Ah! Zhou Guan Yu did a spinella. Around Stowe. Around he goes. That might be a good picture, actually. That buys us a bit of a reprieve. Whether it's enough to help us hold on to P12 until the end of the Grand Prix, I don't know. Because Yuki Tsunoda's been closing in as well. But it gives us a little bit of breathing room. We're definitely not gaining any positions, but hopefully we won't lose any positions.
The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least.
Okay, rain getting heavier again. So we said we might see some even heavier rain at the end of the Grand Prix. It looks like that might well be the case. It may be that we switch to wets next. And soon, perhaps. Although, are we near enough the end of the Grand Prix that if everyone else switches to wets, if the conditions are okay, could we manage on a set of inters and stay out? I don't know. At the minute, yes.
The car ahead is 9.1 seconds.
But it could quite easily just get far too wet, even for new inters, let alone worn ones like the ones I'm on now. Yellow flag. I'm starting to drift quite a bit. That's a Mercedes. I don't know whether he spun or whether he made contact with the Haas he's trying to overtake, but a Mercedes just did something. Oh no, he's out. He's out. That's George Russell retiring from the Grand Prix. His car is an issue, and George Russell is out. That's going to be P12 for us. We're going to be so painfully close to a point, aren't we? As we start lap 52 of 52. We've held position in P11. Or rephrase, we've held position between Seb and Tsunoda. George Russell retired, obviously, which gained us a position. Zhou Guanyu closed down a 4-second gap to within a second of us, but then went for a little whoopsie around Stowe, and that helped us hold on to the position that we had. And Lando Norris, by working the strategy to its absolute best, going mediums from the start till the rain, saving a pit stop, managed to win the Grand Prix. I'm not sure it's his first win in Formula 1 in this save, but certainly it's one of the few that he's gotten so far. McLaren have not been competitive in this save really throughout. Unfortunately, we are going to be painfully close to the points, but sadly not close enough. It might have been different had we not had that botched pit stop. We might have come out with Sebastian Vettel and been able to fight with him throughout this whole wet stint. Alternatively, he might have just disappeared into the distance and opened up a 6-second gap on us rather than a 12-second gap on us like he has done. But a P11 is not bad at all. We only got the P9 last year thanks to a very fortuitous late safety car. Otherwise, it would have been mid-teens for us here at Silverstone. So we are showing improvements in performance and improvements in race pace, improvements in results as well. Obviously, the Canada result stands out, but that was rather lucky as well, wasn't it, to say the least? Although we did put the performance in qualifying, to be honest. Although, again, in differing conditions. So we'll take the P11. We'll have to be happy enough with it. But it would have been lovely to pick up points in our home Grand Prix. And if it weren't for the failed pit stop, who knows what could have been. But Lando Norris wins in the end only by 7.5 seconds. And Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.777. Our fastest lap was 1:31.5. Faster lap than Esteban Ocon, even though he finished in front of me. Faster lap than Carlos Sainz, even in the Ferrari. I don't know what happened to Sainz. He must have been carrying some damage throughout the Grand Prix, because there's no way that he finishes P9 on pace in a Ferrari. We're equal there on the weekend's worth. And we're actually still ahead just of Esteban Ocon in the rivalry. So, thank you, Esteban. I'll take that. Are we up to level 18 as a team? We are... Yes, up to level 18. $805,000 in prize money. Now, I'll have a look at that pit stop thing, and we'll see if we can actually improve our either A, times, or B, just make sure that we see less errors. We'll go reaction training. We'll give Nico the advantage for Austria. Why not? Now then. It's pit equipment, isn't it? Pit stop performance will moderately be improved. Yeah, let's just do that. For 3 million, though. That is a lot. I'll do the second driver. 3 million is a lot. I'm not sure I can really justify spending 3 mil on that. Not with driver contracts being renegotiated after this next Grand Prix, after Austria. Maybe we wait and see after Austria, then we'll consider it. We got enough resource points to do anything here? I don't think so. 1327 is not enough for anything there. Nor is it quite enough for anything there. We've upgraded something in there. We could do the ERS. I think it was the engine power we upgraded. I could do ERS. I'll hold off on the powertrain. I think I'd rather focus on the chassis and get some more inherent front and rear downforce, or even drag reduction to help us in a straight line. And then weight redistribution after that. But we're not far away. We could probably do 2 of those if we have as strong a practice session in Austria as we did here in Great Britain. You can see now from the performance index that we're actually, as we move towards the Grand Prix in Austria, going to jump Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin. AlphaTauri are struggling, Haas are struggling, Williams are even worse. But look at the jump Mercedes have got on everyone else. Alpine are basically level with Ferrari, then Red Bull in 4th. McLaren are marginally ahead of us, then we're where we are. Level with AlphaTauri, marginally ahead of Aston Martin, marginally further still ahead of AlphaTauri, and marginally further still ahead of Haas, and Williams are nowhere, unfortunately for them. But, I mean, I'm happy enough with where we are, to be honest. We've got new bits going on. that engine power has really helped jump us. And we needed that because we're at a power track next in Austria. We are currently the 6th fastest team. And as such, should theoretically be fighting for P11 and P12. And of course, where did we finish in the last Grand Prix? P11. So we're bang where we should be at the minute, apart from that first place. Did Lando win a race last year? Lando did win in Mexico last year, so it's only Lando's 2nd victory. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 podiums last year. And so far this year has 3 now with that win. We stay in, God knows where we are, 11th. Rather apt. In the standings and constructors-wise, we're definitely ahead of AlphaTauri. But I don't think we're going to be catching McLaren anytime soon. So 6th at best in the constructors. But we're not far off Valtteri Bottas. It's certainly Lando Norris that's doing the majority of the dog work for McLaren. But obviously, if it weren't for our 25 points for a win, we'd only be on 4. So I think we're basically going to finish where we are in both Drivers' and Constructors' Championships, but it's about improving the car between now and the end of the season, and that's what we'll look to do. But that will be all for this YouTube video. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you did, drop the video a like, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There will be more F1 Manager tomorrow. I am going away on the 1st, so there may not be many more videos on the 2nd channel after today. Certainly an F1 Manager tomorrow. Maybe a 2nd F1 Manager after that, potentially. And then uploads will return when I get back from the States on the 12th. So it is what it is. A final breakaway and a chance to relax and reload before we go hard as a motherfucker with FIFA 23 very, very shortly. Right, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.